Welcome to Current Korea. Thanks for joining us. The story of BTS, Year 1, by the numbers. We all know the story of BTS. 7 young kids sharing the same room, neglected by the public, a small label trying to stay afloat, to international superstardom. While that makes for good drama, let's try to do what we always do here on this channel, and try to put things into context, this time using numbers to help us paint a more complete picture. They say numbers don't lie. We'll see if that holds true. Let's go back to 2013 when BTS debuted. There were 40 groups who debuted in 2013. By comparison, 77 groups debuted in 2021, so there wasn't as much competition. Out of the 40, 14 were male groups. Out of the 14 male groups, 9 are still active today. What does that mean? All 14 male groups from 2013 were from small companies, but 9 are still active, meaning the story of the small label on the brink of bankruptcy makes for a good drama. Big Hit may well have been in financial trouble, but we're sure all small labels deal with cash flow problems, so this is looking more like drama. BTS won its first trophy in 2015, 691 days after debuting. Out of the 40 groups that debuted with BTS in 2013, only one other group ever won a trophy many years later. Since there were no comparable boy groups, we had to compare groups from the big 3 labels from 2012 and 2014. EXO debuted in 2012, won its first trophy after 432 days. GOT7 debuted in 2014 and won after 628 days. Winner debuted in 2014 as well and won its first trophy in 9 days. Besides these groups, it must be mentioned that rookies were not winning music show trophies with regularity back in 2013. VIX also took 561 days to win their first, Mamamoo 626 days, Red Velvet 238 days. So when a group won these trophies, and you see their disbelief, joy, tears from this time, they're real emotions, and it actually meant something. So winner winning their first in 9 days was an accomplishment. The average days to win back then was around 700 days for all groups, not just boy groups. Meaning while 691 days for BTS does seem like a long time, it was still normal, although still later than the other popular boy groups from the big 3. BTS sold 4 million units in pre-order sales for Map of the Soul 7 in 2020. In 2013, BTS sold 760 copies. 760 copies in the first week. Too Cool for Skool came out. They sold nearly 25,000 copies by the end of the year, a far cry from 4 million. But you have to remember that numbers in 2013 are much lower than in 2022 since K-pop wasn't as global. For comparison, the average number of top albums sold between 2012 and 2014 were only 360,000. Again, a far cry from the quadruple platinum debuts you hear about recently. All told, BTS sold 60,000 albums and 450,000 singles for 2013, far exceeding their debut class. So it makes sense they won Rookie of the Year in 2013. So it seems like BTS didn't have a handicap and everything was just drama? Not quite. If you compare that with the boy groups of the big 3 labels, you can now see the big gap. Clearly, we know BTS was talented. You don't become the biggest new band of 2013 without talent nor their eventual success we see now. Then why the big difference in sales numbers between the big 3 groups and BTS? This is where we think the sales difference is a result of having to do with being from a smaller label. Putting it all together, the numbers tell us that BTS was talented and was recognized correctly with their Rookie of the Year award and the album sales, regardless of people's opinions. People vote with their wallets. The numbers don't lie. So yes, it's probably true that 2012 EXO and 2014's GOT7 and Winner were better than 2013's BTS. But 4 times better? Twice as better? and take longer to win a trophy? We think this is where the numbers are telling us being from a smaller label hurt BTS, perhaps due to limited publicity and exposure, and just simple elitism. Even now, people will gravitate towards the bigger labels groups naturally, and a group from a smaller label needs to work that much harder. Ask the guys. They'll tell you about it. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us. That's what's in the news for Current Korea.